Shem, Eli, Eli, Mila Shem, Eli, Eli, Mila Shem, Eli.
My uncle every year by Chag on Shmei Atzeres always shares the same story. The story goes that the Barditchever, Rabbi Yitzchak, was singing by his tish, Shmei Atzeres Chag, and as he looks around the room, he begins to tremble, he begins to shake, and he starts saying how it's a appelled to him, and he doesn't understand how it's possible that Yid goes through a Chodesh Elul, goes through Slichos, goes to the Rosh Hashanah and hearing the Shofar, he goes to Teshuva and Tashlich, he has a Yom Kippur, which leads into Sukkot, he sits in the Sukkah, he shakes Luv and Esrog, he claps Oshanas, he has a Shmei Atzeres. How is it possible that after all that, a Yid's Neshama doesn't burst out of his guf? And as Rabbi Yitzchak is going through one by one the events, Chasim he starts to shake, he starts to tremble, and they see he's about to faint, he's about to pass out. The Chasim run up to the Rebbe, to the Barditchever, and they shake him. They say, Rebbe, we need you here with us. And from that, the Barditchever wakes up and comes back to earth. I think we're accustomed hearing such stories, and oftentimes we chuck them up to maybe unrealistic expectations, maybe we would call it even hyperbolic. They roll for back, we don't think much about them. But for some reason, this story from Rabbi Yitzchak always sat with me. And I think the reason was that I think everyone, as they go into the Yom Neram, the Yimei Ratzon, as they're known as, into Teshuva, we feel like the stage is set, we feel like it's a big moment, we feel like the time warrants something from us, it's beckoning from us, it's calling us, that there's something we should be doing, something more we should be accomplishing. And oftentimes we feel as if we're falling short, we feel inadequate, we feel as if we're letting ourselves down, like we're not stepping up to the moment. Feelings of frustration, disappointment. And I don't have the answer to how to cope with those feelings of disappointment, but I'll share with you a vart. It's a vart I heard from a YouTube video. It's a Yid, Rabbi Kastanovitz, old Slonim Chassid, one of the Mashpiyim in Slonim. It's together with the Nesiv Shalom, the previous Slonim Rebbe, and they're sitting there. And Rabbi Sol says to Slonim Rebbe, he asks him, can I share with you a vart? And he says as follows, he quotes the pasuk by Bikurim, "V'lakach haKohen esaten miyadecha ve'enicha lifnei mizbach Hashem elokecha." The Kohen takes the ten of the basket and he brings it in front of the Kadosh Baruch Hu. And Rabbi Yisrael sets the stage. We know the Mishnayos and Bikurim discuss the procession that used to take place when the Yid would bring his Bikurim. Person puts in his whole life's work into his field. He grows his trees. He plants his vineyard. He plants his orchard. And he waits for the fruit to grow. Finally, he sees the blossoming of his fruit beginning to grow. He ties the rope. Finally, he's able to collect the fruits. He puts them in a basket. He goes into this procession in Shalayim. There's animals and a parade and shofros and the whole procession. The jubilation, the excitement he must feel is unparalleled. And finally, he gets to Yerushalayim. He's probably shaking from the excitement, from the anticipation. He sees the Beis HaMikdash in the distance. He's finally there. His life's work, his culmination of his life's work, comes to this moment. He walks up to the Beis HaMikdash, and Yisrael quotes a Bartanura that says that sometimes if this Yid comes with his Bikurim in his basket, and unfortunately Bikurim become Tameh, so in certain circumstances, there's nothing he can do. He's stuck in the Beis HaMikdash, his Bikurim have become Tameh, what's he going to do? Says the Bartanura, V'lakach haKohen esaten miyadecha. The Kohen takes the basket. Says the Bartanura, in this situation, the Kohen takes an empty basket, devoid of payers, nothing in it, and that basket, he takes that empty basket and brings it up to Kadosh Baruch Hu. And it says Rabbi Yisrael, a Yid, probably in his 80s at the time, he's blind in one eye, can barely hear, says to the Nesiv Shalom, he says, sometimes when we go through life and we have this brokenheartedness, there's nothing we say to Kadosh Baruch Hu, there's nothing we can do, our lips are sealed shut, the only thing we can do is take that broken heart, take the broken heart that we have, we take that broken heart and we give that to Kadosh Baruch Hu. And he turns to the Nesiv Shalom, he says, I'm missing two things in my life. I'm missing a little bit of Chizzuk and a little bit of Simcha. And I think the Vart is a powerful one. There's many lines from Tzadikim about the koch, the power of a shivrin leiv, of a broken heart. Rabbi Nachman says, Yakar miod meod, shivrin leiv, the broken heart is very beloved to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The Kotzker writes, Kotzker's quote is saying that Shivrin Lev is really Lev Shalom, that in some way, broken heart's the fullest heart of them all. And maybe these feelings of inadequacy, these feelings of disappointment, of doubt, of self-doubt, of inadequacy, feelings that we're missing the boat, we're missing out on the opportunity. Maybe in some way those feelings are really the ultimate prerequisite to coming into Yom Kippur, coming into Yimei HaRatzon, that we walk into HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we say, Eibusha, I have nothing. I've got no basket, I've got no fruits, I haven't lived up to the moment, I haven't lived up to the expectations. All I have to show you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I'm giving you my broken heart. That's all I can give you. Those feelings of inadequacy are our biggest carbon to Hashem. We bring those emotions into Yom Kippur with us. We wear them on our back as an expression of Ma'anu, Machayenu, as an expression of Tefillah Li'ani. We're left brokenhearted, and that brokenheartedness is what we use as our Tefillah to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We should be Zochet Tegmar Chsima Tova, and we should take that brokenheartedness and let it elevate us to the rest of our lives.